Hello everyone and welcome back to SERL, and today we are at the Portuguese Grand Prix, and today we got Tier 1 racing, and we are up for a good race I think, with some people it should be very tight around here. It's very difficult to overtake, so I can see that Fairdude is already on his way out. So, a few guys out on track, with Ben Mills leading the pack. Um, let's get telemetry on here and some lap data as well. So, Ben Mills will be the first one setting a lap, as it is a really tricky lap to hook up. Probably warming his tires. As he's gonna go through the final turn now, and he's gonna start his lap. As you can tell by the years going down, and he's gonna start his lap going into turn 1. It's a pretty long straight here, so you want to maximize your exit. So he's gonna head into T1, turn 1 here, and it's gonna be just before the 50. He's gonna head in, take a lot of curb, and yeah, it's really just about maximizing the track here through sector 1, as he looks to be on for a decent sector 1 here. Looks to be a decent split, as he's close to the track limits on the way into turn 4, 5. As we are going through a few fast right-handers now, and he's gonna head into this really tricky right-hander, as he takes the line perfectly and gets really close to the track limits, and it's gonna be a decent lap here from Ben Mills, as he's heading through the final turn now, getting the nose turn in really nicely and getting on the exit pretty early as well. So he's gonna head down over the finish straight now, staying tight. He's gonna be 16.3, which is a really good time. As Rico is on to set his time now, and it's gonna be 16.3, and it's gonna be 1000, as Fairdude is next on the line. No, that was Hakitaki, he's just a tenth behind, and Farrell is in the 17s, as Blind is in the 17s as well, and currently in the 17s as well. It's really tight here between some of these guys, as I think that was Jesus with a punt 1. What about PW going? Should be heading through the final parts of his lap now, as he is through the final turn. He's gonna head down, trying to set the best lap time possible, and it's gonna be a 16.7 from the Williams driver. And Will Gibson looks to have given up on his lap, as he might be going for another run. No, he's going into the pit. So, Joe Millers will go on a lap soon. He's gonna heat up tires with Nathan right behind. As I think Gian is on a lap, as Blind is disqualified from the session for blocking the pit lane. So he might have had an incident, as Gian is heading through sector 2 now. I am unsure if he is on a lap. He doesn't seem to be on a lap. So we will go with Joe through the first sector here. All about staying tight, getting good exits, especially this corner. It's really tricky on traction, as he looks to be on for a decent time. It is faster than what Ben Mills did. I am unsure if it was faster than Rico, but looks to be a decent time in the sector 1 split, as the track is still getting up to temperature with the rubber and stuff. He's really close to track limits through tricky right-hander, as he is pushing the limits of his Mercedes here. As he's gonna head through the final turn now, staying in 4th gear, getting the nose hooked in with some great traction as well, as he's gonna be through the last right-hander, staying tight up to the line, and it's gonna be a 16.435. Which isn't too far away from the top 2 guys, as Ben Mills is hitting onto his new set of tires. And so is Will Gibson, invalidated, I think. And Ren is gonna start a lap now, as we're gonna be with the Red Bull driver now, heading into turn 1. Looks to be decent. Maybe a bit wide of the inside of turn 1, but seems to get decent traction through this corner. As they're gonna head into the sector 1 split with a 1/10 improvement from what Joe did, and it's gonna be very tighty through the first sector there for Ren. As we're heading into the sector 2 now, where all the tricky corners are. As there's a Red Bull, he's making way. So it's a really long sweeping right-hander here, getting on the traction. It's gonna be up to the line soon enough. I am getting way ahead of myself, but it's looks to be a really tidy lap for Ren here. Getting the nose hook right in, and early on traction. Gonna be tight as everyone else is, and it's gonna be up to the line now, and it's gonna be a 0.5, as Ben is 1/10 up on his time into sector 1. As he will try to get ahead of Rico and catch that pole position. Looks to be really good for Ben here, as he has lost a bit of time into the corner. I think he might have been a bit distracted with the Alpha Tauri, but early on traction here. Looks to be on for a good lap. As he is on for an improvement, it's gonna be a 16.2 for Ben Mills, as we have Dyson and P.W. Jones on a lap as well. I think Jones is ahead of Dyson on track here, as Rico has also started his lap, and Will Gibson went into P8 with his lap. Jones will go up to the line now, and it's I am unsure if he's gonna box. He did not improve on his time as Crampy. I'm pretty sure that is Crampy with the Portugal can suck my balls name. Manages to do a 0.7, which is a decent lap. As Pharaoh dude is have put himself into P7 with the Haki-Taki. As Rico does a 16-0, really great improvement from Rico here. He manages to pull 3/10 out of his banker lap, which is really good, as Basin is improving as well with a 0.367, 376. Skian is on a lap, I think. No. Yes, looks to be on a lap. So we will follow the Haas driver around, as everyone else has finished their laps, or it is a really close grid here in Portugal, and it's very important to get a good starting position, as it's difficult to overtake here, especially because you use a lot of ERS and you do not gain anything back. So Guillaume will go up to the line now. He's gonna not stick tight, and it's gonna be a 0.1. So he will try and improve. Marley is going into the pits with Ren going through the large corner now. As they are gonna start their new lap. See if they can improve on their first lap, I mean. As Datu has started their lap as well. So it is through sector 1. Looks to be tight, but they have lost a second, so they will be backing out of this lap, I would think. So Datu is heading in just after sector 1 now, and they are gonna be trying to improve on the first time, as they are quite far down, as Datu has spun it and is on the grass, as they're doing a I don't even know what that is, but they're showing the fans how it is. As Makulak is on an outlap. He has not set a time yet, so he will look to set a time now. So we have 3 minutes and 50 seconds left of this quali session. So through the last turn we go with Makolako. Statu has retired, and I suppose that is in the pits. So into turn 1, looks to miss this first apex a little bit, but looks to be good enough, as they are heading, as they have backed off. So maybe an invalidation, I am not sure, but Ben Mills is on an out lap as Rico is still in the pits. Might set to come out soon. But Ben Mills spun on his out lap, so that's not going to be great for the tires. It will definitely hurt the tire temps. As you can see that he has picked up a few marbles as he's heading through the last turn. And he's going to start his lap now to try and take that pole position away from Rico in the AlphaTauri, as it is the airs on and down the main straight we go. And into turn 1, he's close to the apex. He's pushing the limits of the track here as he wants to be on that pole position here tonight, as he looks to really be on the limit of the car here, as he is 1/10 up on his time in sector 1, which is decent sector 1 time, I think, as Rico is on an outlap now as well, as he is heading through the tricky sector 2 now, as a lot of cars are going out for their laps now, so he will try and not be distracted as he's heading through the right hander where he lost a ton of time last time, as he's up 80 thousandths, and he will try and improve even more through this last sector. He really gets the nose turn in this time as he's gonna head through the last turn now, and he's gonna stay really tight, trying to gain everything he can up to the line, and it is a 16.1, and it is not good enough for pole position, and that is Ben Mills' last lap in qualifying here, as Joe Mullers is on a lap as well, as they are 45 thousandths up on their lap. Looks to take a few positions as Hakitaki has finished their lap, and that is enough for P3 for now. But Joe Millers will try and take that away from him as he is heading through sector 2 now, and he's gonna head into the really tricky right hander and is gonna be off track, and that is gonna be his lap gone, as he had big snap there as Rico is a 10th down in sector 1, so he will not be bit difficult for him to improve, as Jesus is out of this session, and Ferrell did as well in P8, as we have Marley improving with a 16.4, and Joe Miller's got cut off, as Nathan is on for pole position with a 16.0.42, as Rico is only a few thousandths behind on his time now as he's heading through the last turn, and that was really tight with track limits, as he's gonna try and gain everything he can in the last sector here to try and be on for the pole position from Nathan, and it's just about gonna be enough for pole position here for Rico. He's on for 16.0.20, 22 thousandths between the two AlphaTauris, and that is it for qualifying. No, Dayson is still on a lap here. He's gonna back out and go into the pits, and Ren is not on a lap, as Marcolako is heading into the pits as they made a mistake on their lap, so they managed to do 21.9, and Ren is the last car on track, and they will head into the pits, as that will be qualifying here now. Really tight at the top, and then it's really tight in the midfield for the points. Really tight. PW Jones just outside of the top 10 with a 0.6, and Jesus just behind him with a 0.6 as well. So it's really tight for between P12 P12 and P4, which is only 3/10. So really tight grip for tonight. So it will be Rick on pole with a really good lap in the last at the last seconds of qualifying, with Nathan behind with an AlphaTauri P1, P2, and Ben Mills in the Williams P3. And we have Hakitaki in the Haas in P4, Days in P5 in the Mercedes, as it is Marley in the Ferrari, Joel in P7, managed to not gain any time on his last run as he invalidated, and Crampy P8, Ren P9, and I think that was Ferdude P10. I am unsure. So a really tight qualifying, but we are now gonna be in for a decent race, I think. So we are gonna be heading on for the formation lap now with Ripco starting off, and it is gonna be Ferdude in P10, Jones just behind, as we will check what tires they run on. So it's gonna be medium for Rico, hards for Nathan. Ben Mills is on mediums as well, as he will try and get ahead of Nathan. Hakitaki on the softs will try and jump everyone ahead him, as the softs drop off quite drastically. Days in medium, as a lot of guys on mediums here, with Ren on hards, Jones on hards, a few soft runners down the grid as well, as they will try and make a jump up into the points, as yeah, they will try to catch a few points, maybe get the undercut, and hope that it is enough, as the hard tires are not that grippy as a second stick tire. So we will see what people will do, maybe go medium soft. We don't know, but yeah, we will see what people will do. So we're gonna go up to the grid now and line up with Recco P1, as he made a good lap in the last stages of qualifying. So everyone is lining up to the grid now, with Rico being very aggressive with the positioning of his car, as he is gonna have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lights on, and away we go for the Portuguese Grand Prix, as Rico seems to get a bit of wheel spin, but it is still a good start for Rico here, as he's on a medium tire with Navy behind, as there looks to be some position swapping down the field, as there looks to be an incident with Blind and Jesus, maybe. I am unsure. But we have a virtual safety car here on lap 1. So yeah, it looks to be a really good start for the top runners here. But very unfortunate for Blind that he has lost his swing. So everyone will get to try and keep tire temps up, and they will see what they can do, as this will help the soft runners a bit with wear and temps. So we are waiting for the safety car turn, as it is ending now, and that will be Ben Mills very close to the rear of Fishinator here, as he is gonna try and maybe make a move into turn 1, as he's getting ever closer, as he's gonna stick behind, as he does still have the slipstream of Rico up ahead. And it looks to be a decent start here, as we have some scrubbing down here, and it is Dason and Crampy around, and Dason has lost massively out there, and it is Crampy fighting with Pharaoh Dude now, and that is Will Gibson sending it as well, as he is on the soft tires, and he will try and make moves here in the midfield, as Ben Mills is now ahead of Fashionator, as Hakitaki is making moves as well in the soft tires, as he needs to. So he will be in P3 now, with Marley right behind Fish now, as he will try and get past as well, as the hard tires is still not the best tire to be on, and we have a breakaway group here from P6 and up, so they will try and stick close to Rico here and give it the best, as Ben Mills looks to be take P1 here, as he is now the leader of this race, as we have a yellow flag in sector 3. I am unsure what has happened, but it doesn't seem to be a safety car yet, as Ben Mills is still leading, as DRS is now enabled. And that is Marley fighting with Nathan, as Marley pushes Joe a bit off track there, but looks to be fine, as they are now losing touch with the group up ahead, so they will try not to scrub as much to try and stick in the DRS of the net leaders here. So that's gonna be a tough thing to manage, as Ren has lost a ton of time, and they have Will Gibson sending it down the inside here, and going wide, and that's gonna be Will Gibson up into P8, but will be re-overtaken, as I don't think anyone is fighting here closely, as Joe maybe will try and get past the Ferrari of Marley here, as he's gonna go up the inside and use a bit of ERS to get along up ahead, and he's gonna be into P5 now. So decent move there, as Ren is trying to fight back on Will Gibson, and that is Dason up the inside of Ren, as they are now spinning. They spun, and that's not gonna help them. So that's the hard tires cooked, as Rico got ahead of Ben Mills again, but they are gonna be swapping positions every so often to just not lose race time, as they are equally fast, as Fish is losing touch with the front group here, Stason is all up the rear of Crampy here, but we're gonna stick with the lead group here. So Ben Mills might try and maybe overtake Rico here to save a bit of race time, as Joe is really close to Nathan behind, as Ben Mills is now moving up ahead of Rico, and it's gonna be swapping for P1, P2, as Nathan is gonna drop behind Joe, as Joe looks to have no rears as the rear light is blinking. So they have used up their reserves already to try and make up positions, and they will try and save the battery now. So Ben Mills ahead as he goes a bit wide there, but Rico P2, Hakitaki P3 as he's still sticking with them on the soft tires, as Statu is out of this race, and it's gonna be a safety car on lap 5, and that is gonna play into the soft runners' hands, as they will now pit, I think, as the soft tires are gonna be dying. So this will help Ren as well get up, especially Blind, as he was unfortunately in an incident at the start. So we'll try and see who is pitting and who is staying out, as Ben Mills looks to stay out, as Hakitaki is pitting, as I said, on the soft tires. No reason to stay out, we will just lose time because we have to pit anyways. And Marley is pitting as well. So it will be a double stack with Ferrari. Rick Gibson will go on to the medium. So Joe is now in P3, as he will gain back the years he used on the first few laps. So played into his hands that he used the reserves early on to gain positions, as everyone else was saving the battery, I would assume. So Fish is still in P4, and we have Ferrell doing P5, and PW Jones has gained a ton of positions here, as he is in P6 now. So 5 positions gained from PW Jones here, and same with Ferrell dude. So they're doing quite decent to stay up ahead, but the person who have gained the most is Kian, who's right behind. So it is a time for me to catch my breath, as there was a lot of action happening up and down the field. So we're waiting for Makolako Blind to catch up to the field, as everyone else is gonna try and just save the battery, save the tires, grant the safety car, keep temps in the tires, as that is very important. Yeah. So someone went a bit wide there, as I think Hakitaki is the front runner of the hard runners now. No, he's on the medium tire, and they will just about make it to the end, I think, but it's gonna be very close, as Rico has made a huge gap to Ben Mills. But So Makolako is catching up with Blind on his rear. So I think it might be safety car in this lap as they are just about catching up. So safety car in this lap, and this is a very difficult restart as the lead driver. So Ben Mills is gonna be on the restart here as he has gone, and he has gotten a decent gap behind as Fish is on the rear of Joe, and it's gonna be very close down the grid. Skian is close to PW from hub as Fish and Joe is really close together here as there is some fighting down the field as that is gonna be Will Gibson up ahead of Dason and Makolako ahead of Fren and Jesus. So well done, and that is gonna be Crampy and Will Gibson fighting as well, and they are gonna be trying to sort out this position as Will is sending it down the inside as he does not want to give up the squabbling, and that is Dason behind just trying to see his opportunities when they come, as that is a virtual safety car as I think Will might have just gotten ahead. So Ben Mills still leads from Rico to Joel with Fish right behind him, and Farrell did doing really well here, sticking in the train of the top drivers. Virtual safety car still on as we're waiting for that to finish, as it looks to be gone in just a few minutes as that was Laku crashed out. I am unsure how that happened, but I guess we will be told. So Jones is being attacked by Hakitaki here on medium tires as he has already pitted, and that is Jones dropping down a position to the house driver as Jones seems to be knowing that that is not his fight, and that is Will Gibson trying to get ahead of Gear now, and that is going to be the Ferrari ahead as the fresher tires really come into play here as Marley is behind on the fresh hard tires, and they're gonna go straight ahead as well. So both Ferraris in top 10 again, and as they're going side by side into turn 1 here as Marley is around, and that's gonna be an incident, and that is Gian down a position as well to Crampy and Dason. So the Mercedes gaining a position there from incidents behind, as Hakitaki has already gotten 3 seconds for track limits, and that's gonna play into the guys around him as he is gonna try and maybe send it here as he is on really fresh tires as Ferdude is struggling to hang on, as it's gonna be very tight here for the Williams. No, the Haas driver, as he's right behind. So it's gonna be side by side. I think Hakitaki will try and make a move here on the straight as he's sticking behind, as there's going to be a move for P1 and it's going to be 3 wide here, and that is going to be Rico and Joe up ahead of Ben Mills as the DRS, and that is Ben Mills up the inside of Joe, and Joe pushed wide, and that is going to be a gap to Rico up ahead as he has gained, and he will try and run away now with Hakitaki going down the inside of Nathan and Joe being tagged in the rear, and that's going to be side by side for the Haas and Mercedes, and that is going to be the Haas driver ahead of the guys behind, and he will try and catch up to the guys up ahead as he will need the DRS, but Ben falling away as Will Gibson is gaining position up and down the field as Ben now gets 3 seconds as he is falling out of the DRS of Rico up ahead. So Ben is pushing a ton, and that is gonna be Nathan and Will Gibson side by side as Will is still on the freshest tires on the grid. So he will be down the inside here, and he's gonna try and take a position as Hakitaki is now moving ahead of Ben Mills as he is on fresher tires, and he's gonna go ahead and try and catch up to Rico. So Will Gibson ahead of Nathan now. He will be after Joel, I assume, as he will try and so Hakitaki already catching up to Rico on fresh medium tires, as Rico is on hard tires. I think, no, he's on mediums, my bad. But fresh tires does a lot around Portugal, so we will see Hakitaki go ahead into turn 1, I would assume, as Ben Mills is trying to hang on to the back of the Haas and the Alpha Tauri, with Joel right behind him, as there has been a break in the back here with Nathan, and that will be PW Jones behind, as he will try and get ahead of the Alpha Tauri now, as Dason is gonna try and move as well, and it's gonna be 3 wide, and it's gonna be an incident, and that's gonna be Nathan off into the gravel, and that's gonna be Jones ahead with Dason as well. Very unfortunate for Nathan there, as Crampy will now try and move on Dason, and it's gonna be up the inside of the Mercedes, and that's gonna be very tight with the Williams as well, and that's gonna be Dason getting the better traction. So and Ren will now try and move on the Aston Martin, so it's gonna be up the inside, and that's gonna be done and dusted, as I think Ren has been in the pits. So Hakitaki creating a gap to Rico, as it is almost a second. So Jones falling off, as he has his own little train now, as that is gonna be almost all the cars ahead of him into turn 1, and that's gonna be the Red Bull, and that is Dason out of ERS, and that's gonna be Ren into P6, and they will now be ahead of the Mercedes and the Williams. So they will look to try and get ahead. And hello Makulato, and welcome to the stream. As Feral Dude is now picking up a 3 seconds penalty, as Ben Mills is now sticking really well behind the rear of Rico, as Hakitaki is creating a gap with the loose tires, as Will Gibson is trying to catch up behind them. So Joe will now try and stick to the rear of the group ahead, as they have lost touch with Hakitaki. He will now be driving out into the sunset with the new tires, and that is Jones out of the DRS of Dyson almost, and that's going to be very close as Ren is on new tires, and they will now try and catch up to the group ahead on those medium tires as Dyson is out of DRS. So Ben Mills ahead of Rico now, and they will set to see if they can catch up to Hakitaki now, but it's gonna be very difficult with the Haas on mediums, or newer mediums. They're not new anymore. They're quite old by now, but so is the tires of everyone else on the grid. So Rico is right behind, and Ben is sticking quite close to Akitaki when you compare the tire life between the two. So the Haas might be struggling a bit with temperatures or tire life. And behind we have Ferro Dude fighting Marley for position, as they both were in an incident, I think. But Rico will try and get ahead of Ben Mills here, as Ben Mills is pitting, and that is 3 seconds for Crampy, and Ben into the pits, and he will now look to be on for the hard tire, I think. So that is Rico behind Hakitaki now, and Will Gibson has gone ahead of Joe, I think, without me noticing. Apologies for that. But he is now gonna try and get ahead of the AlphaTauri up ahead and try and stick into the DRS of the Haas driver. So and Rico might try and pit slap, since they don't want to be undercut by the Williams, even though they have a 3-second penalty. And he's gonna be close to inside of the DRS, and Ben is on the hard tire, as I said. And they do not have the most grip. So Rico will be heading into the pits, I assume. No, they will stay out one more lap, and they will now have an angry Ferrari behind them, who will stick behind for now and maybe overtake on the next straight, as Rico is out of ERS now, as I don't gain any ERS here. So will now try and get ahead, but is unable to do so into turn 4, and that's gonna be ruled out with a penalty, and a very clumsy one. And Joe is sticking behind, just maybe saving the ERS, as Ren has created a gap to Dyson with double Jones behind him. And it is very close with Crampy and the fight down here, as that will be Jesus trying to get ahead of the Aston Martin, and Nathan as well, as they have lost out massively. And Ben Mills gaining 3 seconds on Marley on 1 lap, and that is what Fred's tires will do. So it's got to be on the straight here, and it's got to be Jesus ahead of the Aston Martin as well with Nathan, and it's gonna be Nathan P9, Jesus P8, as they will try and latch on to P. Jones up ahead. So My apologies. Skal du invite?
Ja tak.
As I will get myself a co-commentator now, as I am tired. So, Hockey Talkie has now created a gap, and Rick has created a gap to Will. So, the tires seem to drop off now for everyone involved. As Vampy is struggling to stick to the rear of the guys up ahead, as that is gonna be a move for P8 now for Jesus. He's now gonna be in P8 again, and he's gonna try and latch on to the train ahead. And Wu is now back into the DRS of Rico. So
Boom.
really close to the AlphaTauri here, who has not pit yet. So that those tires will be dead. As left the session. So they will maybe try and go for a move here, if not Rico will pit. He will not pit, but Joe Norris will pit. And he's gonna now pit for, I guess, the soft tire, or maybe the hard tire. Depends if this one is. And there's will be some tires going on the Mercedes. And he's gonna go out of the pits now.
I think Ben is gonna go for a move into turn 1 on the Ferrari.
He's unable to do so, as it's gonna be down the inside into turn 3, and that's gonna be Ben Mills up into P10 now, back into the poles, as he will set to overtake Ferrari now. Who's up ahead, and Ben Mills will send it down the inside there, and maybe try and get the traction on the pole, and he will be up ahead of Ferrari as well, which is a really great overtake there by Ben Mills. So, Will Gibson ahead of Rico now, as I guess Rico will now pit for a soft tire, and he will stay out still, and he's gonna try and he's gonna get ahead of the Ferrari again, and that's gonna be Rico into P2 again, who still needs to make a stop in this race.
Kane is pitting, and so is Feral Dude.
So that will be 3 positions for him. As Joe isn't too far behind the Williams, and those soft tires must feel really great just about now.
Okay, so
I would guess that Rico will pit this lap, as the tires must really drop off by now.
yeah, they're probably gonna die.
Yeah,
He's gonna
pitting.
pit now.
So he's gonna be on to the soft tires over the field with 11 laps on those tires. Should be more than fine enough. So Dason into P4 now. Still can't remember if they have pitted or not. I think they have.
Who?
Dason. As Joe is setting a fast track.
Dason was on the medium tires.
Yeah, so he has pitted. So he's now into net P4. And Red is gonna be in the P3.
Fischer is the only guy who hasn't pitted yet.
So Fish is still sticking out on those hard tires, which is great tire management. But they will need to pit soon, as the tires can't go on forever.
Yeah, I think maybe Blind is gonna pit as well. I don't think the soft tires are gonna make it to the end.
Yeah, they have pitted a while ago, so those soft tires might be gone already. Taki is pitting. They're gonna go on to soft tire, another set of mediums, and they're not gonna stay out on those tires.
Rico is going for a move as well now.
That's gonna be with gears enabled up into P7. So the guys who pitted under the safety car will not be going to the end, or at least most of them won't. So that's an interesting strategy. So pit again when you're so far ahead. And that is Hakitaki fighting with Will now, and that is Hakitaki being pushed off track by the Ferrari, who is now on the soft tires, catching up to his teammate up ahead. Nathan is still sticking out on those hard tires, as they will need to pit soon, as they can't go on.
Bren is pitting as well now.
Yeah, those mediums must have taken a big hit, since they are not going on still. So
And Fischer is still in the DRS of Dawson on the old tires.
He has some big pace, but nothing to show. As
Might go for an overtake.
could be.
I think he will.
As we have.
Oh, the two Ferraris? Yeah, the two Ferraris came together. I think into turn 1.
Yeah, that's gonna be Will Gibson without an end plate. As he's now just turning into his Ferrari teammate. Interesting strategy by.
Oh! And he's just taking him out now.
Yeah, he is now taking the guy out, and that's gonna be probably a race ban for the reserve driver. As we have a safety car now, and that is definitely not.
Yeah. So Fischer is actually pretty lucky with the safety car.
Yeah, and Ben will be able to pit for soft tires now, I guess.
Yeah.
The guys will pit definitely.
Ren is a bit unlucky. Just pitted out of P1 and then the safety car.
Yeah, very unlucky.
So I think everybody's gonna pit now, except Joel and Rico and Ren maybe.
Yeah, Joel's will pit as well with Ben knows, as Rico is sticking out on the soft tires. He pitted for him not long ago.
Yeah, the Ferrari are still killing each other.
Yeah, I don't think he was very happy with his teammate. As he's now just trying to take his teammate out into the pit.
So Dawson is on mediums. As the only guy, I think.
Yeah, the mediums. He might have been struggling a bit with overheating, so he might be trying to preserve the temps, even though the soft tires will definitely be the fastest. As Ren hasn't lost out as massively as I thought they would.
Still P2 and
Fresher
Fur will
tires
do it
than
also.
Rico, I think.
Fur will do Rico and Ren is the only guys who stayed out.
So Ren has gained 7 positions this race. So if we look with tire life, as Ren is on a 1 lap old tire with Rico on 3 laps and Ferrodude on 4 lap old tires, so Ferrodude will definitely struggle compared to the guys around him on fresh set of soft tires.
Yeah, his tires are gonna be dead in the last part of the race.
So another bloody safety car.
How has the race been so far?
There's been something.
Oh, I think Rico is pitting.
No, he's
No,
taking out.
okay, it just looked like that.
He's trying to
Sorry
bait us.
for Satan.
He's trying to bait us.
The Ferrari is pitting. I think it's to lose his 5 second of penalty.
Yeah, but I think he will be disqualified anyways.
Yeah.
For driving he has been showing. As Marley is gonna get that 5 seconds removed definitely, as he was pushed into the pits by Will Gibson. I am surprised by what Will is showing. Not really, but I gotta say that.
Who do you think is gonna win?
I think Rico might be in for a shot at the victory, even though he is on old tires. He has been really fast so far this race. Sticking out on the medium tires that long. Even a few laps more than Ben Mills was able to, as he is far down the field with that safety car.
I'm gonna say the only guy who I can relate to. I hope he's gonna win the Portugal Can Suck My Balls. I hope he's gonna win.
Crampy.
Yeah. Only because I agree with his name.
So it's gonna be safety car this lap, and still a really difficult track to make a safety car restart on, as you're not able to create a gap as big as other circuits. So Rico is gonna be warming his tires the last bit until he can go, as Will is trying to overtake.
Oh, there's Garnis in behind.
So Rico is gonna be leading on, as Station is gonna already be trying for move on Ren, but Ren will keep.
Oh, okay. We'll just pre-checked and try to kill his teammate once again.
Yeah, that will definitely be a big ban for Will, I think. So Station will try and get ahead, but that will be Fish.
A Joel spun, I think.
Yeah, Joe has spun. But Fish will go on the inside, and it will be the outside for this turn, as they are sticking very close, and that will be Fish up ahead of Daisy, now into P3, as they will try and get ahead of the Red Bull up ahead. And Ben Mills now ahead of Daisy as well, as the medium tires seem to struggle a bit.
Yeah, the Will guy is just pushing everybody off track he's getting close to and just killed everybody. I think he forgot to brake into a corner and then just took it over the grass.
Yeah,
and killed everybody from top 10 and downwards.
Yeah, we should. That's definitely gonna be a league ban, and that is not the standards we like to see in league racing. It's almost like watching Thomas Ronhar race Jan Rodney. As we will have a few guys pitting. Definitely Marley, as he has been taken out 4 times. by Steve.
he just cut a whole corner just to send it into the side pod. Some 4 cars. And he only took himself out.
Yeah, that's gonna be a new front wing for Marley. And another safety car now. And so we will be under safety car now. And so it will be Reco in P1. Ren behind. Ren has driven an excellent race so far. They will definitely be able to fight for the win, I think. But Fish will be in prime position to win this race, as they have one lap fresher tires than Ren up ahead, and 3 lap fresher tires than Rico. And that will
The
be
Alpha he just retired in the pits.
Yeah, he didn't want to race anymore, as he well, I will retire the right way compared to Will Gibson, who is just gonna ruin the show for everyone else. So Crampy pitting, as he is definitely not a fan of this track, as you can tell by his name. Either that or he doesn't like the country because he doesn't like Ronaldo, but who knows. Here you go. Penalties will be 3 seconds from P8 to P4, and Marley with 3 seconds, and Crampview with 6 seconds behind. So Jones is actually on to gain a few positions here. 4 positions, if my math is correct. Or 5. Is it 5? I think 5 positions if he plays his cards right.
It's 5.
As the safety car will go in this lap, as we will have 3 laps of racing. As Rico is now going, as he has gotten a decent gap. As Fish is right behind the tail of Ren, as they will be trying to go for the move into turn 1, but Ren will keep it ahead of the AlphaTauri and try and catch up to Rico ahead. So Fish is right behind, but he will be alongside Ren, and it will be into P2 now, maybe for Fish here, as Ren is backing out of that and is now in to P3, as Ben Mills is right behind. As it will be a fight between the AlphaTauris here, as Ben Mills sends it down the inside of the Red Bull, and that would be Dason going for a move on Ben Mills here, and that's gonna be Dason up ahead and up ahead of Ren as well, maybe, as they are fighting through the last corner.
And Joel is up to P10 as well now.
Great driving by Joel, as he was far behind, as I think Gian will try and move on Ferrell here, as there's fighting here for P3, and that's gonna be Ben Mills up ahead of Ren, and Dason behind will try and move, and that's gonna be Dason and Haki Taki side by side, and that's gonna be Ferrell dude spinning PW Jones around, and that's very unfortunate for Jones, as he was looking for some good points, and that would be Ferrell.
Ferrell dude is disqualified.
He tried to turn his car around, but it wasn't good enough from the FIA. And Nathan is now leading this Grand Prix, as we missed overtake because of all the action in the midfield. So he will be looking to win here in Portimao, as he is now a second ahead of Rico behind with the old tires, and Ben Mills behind will try and take the position away from Rico, even though he got a penalty, and he will be spamming his ERS into turn 1, and he will be on the outside for turn 1, and he will try and make the move stick, as he switch backing the AlphaTauri, and that's gonna be Ben Mills up into P2 now, ahead of the AlphaTauri. So Rico will now be under threat of Ren, as Dason is fighting with Haki Taki behind, as Marley is up into P9 now, even though he has been very unfortunate. So Rico having to fight off the Red Bull behind for a potential P2 position here, as Ren is gonna be going into this last lap. I mean, Nathan is going to be going into this last lap. My brain is fried.
Yeah, he has made a quite a big gap, actually, 2 seconds.
Yeah.
And I think Haki might go for a move on Dawson.
And Rico
no, he's too far.
Rico. Rico is alongside Ben, but Ben seems to still be ahead, and that is gonna be good for Ren here, as they will try and go on the inside of Rico here, down into turn 4, and it's gonna be contact between the two of them, but Ren is still got that ERS, so they will get up ahead, and Rico is now into P4.
Haki and Dawson going side by side as well.
Yeah, Haki Taki and Dawson really fighting behind here, as Rico is still struggling a lot on the ERS, as Fish has driven beautifully here in after the sprint. No, after the safety car.
It was a sprint race at the end, so.
Yeah, that's what I meant to say, but well, it will be Fish into P1 with Ben Mills on track.
Dawson, Rico crashed!
Dawson and Rico, and that will be Rico down into P10 now. P11, and he's gonna be
dead last.
Pits out the what? I missed the crash.
Dawson and Rico were going side by side through the last corner, and then just kissed each other and went sideways.
Oh, that is very unfortunate for Rico. He definitely deserved a podium position there in this race. But it's gotta be a P1 for Fish and Ren with the P2 position, well driven by them. And Ben Mills got the P3 after that incident. So good drive by everyone on the podium here, even though some people were very, let's say, unlucky, as it will be Fish with the fastest lap and P1. So Ren P2 with 18 points in the back. Ben Mills P3, Hakitaki P4, Joel P5, and Dazan P6 after coming together with Rico, and Gian P7, Marley P8 after his unfortunate luck with his teammate, and P9 for Blind, and Jones P10 after his spin. So great drive today by most of the drivers, and some interesting shenanigans in the lobby today. So thank you for being here, and thank you for watching the stream. If you want to join SERL, I will be putting a link in the chat, as you can maybe come and join the races and sign up as a driver, as we would definitely like a few more drivers. So thank you for watching, and bye.